I work as a finance manager in a large company, while my wife holds the position of a marketing head in another organization. Both of us lead busy lifestyles. We come from a conservative Christian family and belong to the high-end middle class. We met at church and soon got married. With my financial expertise, I made some wise investments that brought me substantial profits. My wife also earns well, but she has developed a taste for a luxurious lifestyle and tends to spend most of her salary on expensive items like branded bags, shoes, and designer dresses. Each of these possessions holds a special place in her heart. Moreover, she is set to inherit a significant sum of money from her parents. We made a joint decision to renovate the house that I had purchased before our marriage. While overseeing the renovations, the contractor asked if I wanted security systems installed, and I agreed. However, I requested that the cameras be placed only on the exterior of the house. The security system included features such as motion detection notifications and automatic recording during specific times or when movement was detected. I also had access to the live feed on my mobile device, and the data was stored in the cloud for 30 days. Although my wife knew about the installation of cameras, she was unaware of the live feeds or backups. As the renovations progressed, the contractor took a break while we deliberated on the interior designs. During this time, I decided to test the security system and check the live feed. To my surprise, I noticed an unfamiliar car in the driveway, despite my wife being supposed to be at work. Curiosity got the better of me, and I immediately called her. She answered after several rings, and before she could inquire about my call, I questioned her whereabouts. To my surprise, she told me she is at work. My intuition told me that something was amiss, so I continued to monitor the live feed. After around 40 minutes, I witnessed another man exiting my house, embracing and kissing my wife. It became clear to me that she was cheating on me. Strangely, I didn't feel angry or saddened by the revelation. I simply felt disgusted. My immediate goal was to distance myself from her as quickly as possible. Being a practical and calculated individual, I tend to be forgiving. But once someone crosses a line with me, I am relentless. In this situation, my priority was to protect myself, as I had more to lose. I decided not to return home that day, and instead stayed at a hotel to calm myself down and devise a plan. Fortunately, we had a prenuptial agreement in place that stipulated an equal split of assets earned during the marriage. Nonetheless, the cost of the divorce would still be substantial for me, since I earned more and had significant savings. I was not prepared to financially support a cheater who had tarnished our marriage. Therefore, I sought legal advice, and together with my lawyer, we devised a strategy that would leave her with nothing. To gather further evidence before presenting my case in court, I instructed the contractor to discreetly install cameras in the interior spaces of the house, such as the kitchen and dining area. This way, I could record their infidelity, even though the bedroom remained camera-free. Over the course of 4 months, their affair was captured on video, providing me with ample evidence against her. Meanwhile, I discovered that the person she was cheating with was one of the board members at her workplace. When the time was right and I gathered all the necessary evidence, I decided to take action. It happened to be a day when we were hosting a family get-together, a gathering of our parents, cousins, and siblings. I called everyone together and served her with divorce papers in front of everyone present. Shocked and outraged, they shouted at me, but I managed to calm them down and reveal the evidence I had collected. As her face turned pale, everyone fell silent. When I exposed my wife's affair to our family during the dramatic confrontation, the consequences for her were severe. The shock and disappointment on their faces were palpable. Our parents, cousins, and siblings were not only appalled by her infidelity, but also deeply hurt by her betrayal. They had regarded her as a cherished member of the family, and witnessing her deceit shattered their trust in her. The disapproval from our conservative Christian family was particularly devastating to her, as she had always prided herself on upholding their values. Her parents, overwhelmed with a mix of anger and sorrow, immediately apologized to me on her behalf and publicly disowned her. It was a swift and firm decision demonstrating their complete withdrawal of support. Along with their disownment came the declaration that she would not receive a single penny of her anticipated inheritance, which she had counted on to maintain her lavish lifestyle. This abrupt loss of financial security further added to her despair. Leaving the chaotic scene, I returned home, packed her belongings, and placed them outside the house. I messaged her to inform her about her things, locked the house, and went to stay with a friend. Within half a day, she had gone from being the perfect trophy wife to being homeless. She stayed in a hotel temporarily since none of her family or friends were willing to assist her. She tried desperately to call me, begging for forgiveness and requesting a meeting. I eventually agreed to meet her. During our meeting, she pleaded with me to take her back, blaming the other man for the affair and making various excuses. However, she couldn't provide a satisfactory answer to the simple question of why she did it. Realizing that her pleas were falling on deaf ears, her tone suddenly changed. She transformed from a devastated and remorseful wife to a cunning and arrogant woman. In a haughty manner, she proclaimed that she would take half of my money in the divorce and find a wealthy man to support her. With those words, she left. That moment felt like a punch in the stomach for me, and it was then that I resolved to utterly destroy both of them. As the legal proceedings unfolded, she received a shocking surprise. There was nothing in my name. Since I had bought the house before her marriage, it was untouchable according to the prenuptial agreement. Furthermore, all other assets had been transferred to my father's name 3 months prior. I only had a few months' worth of money in my account. She fainted upon realizing that there was no way to circumvent this situation. They couldn't prove that my divorce was premeditated since I had informed them of the affair only 2 weeks prior and presented evidence for that period alone. Additionally, their attempts to prove that I had accessed the CCTV footage more than a month ago failed since the backup files were automatically deleted after 30 days. However, I had those recordings safely stored on a flash drive with my lawyer as a backup. The harsh reality began to sink in for her, and I witnessed her slowly crumbling. The divorce was finalized, and she received nothing from me. In a final blow, I sent an email to her company disclosing the affair with the board member, providing irrefutable evidence. Fearing the negative repercussions and potential damage to their brand image, they made the difficult decision to terminate both her employment and the employment of the board member involved. This left her without a job and faced a severe blow to her professional reputation. In the field of marketing, where connections and a pristine reputation are paramount, the damage caused by her affair was irreparable. Word traveled quickly within the industry, and her infidelity became a known story. Potential employers, weary of associating themselves with someone whose integrity had been compromised, were reluctant to offer her new job opportunities. The marketing world is tightly knit, and her actions had effectively closed many doors for her. Left with limited options, she eventually managed to secure a mid-level job at a telemarketing company. The position offered her a meager salary, significantly less than what she had been accustomed to earning. The abrupt change in her financial circumstances forced her to make drastic adjustments to her lifestyle. She found herself struggling to make ends meet each month, unable to sustain the extravagant spending she had indulged in before. In an effort to manage her financial situation, she resorted to selling the beloved designer bags, shoes, and other luxury items that had once symbolized her lavish existence. The act of parting with these prized possessions, each representing a significant investment at emotional attachment, served as a constant reminder of the downfall she had brought upon herself. As for me, I put the house up for sale, fetching a price higher than the market value. I took a month-long break from work, traveling during that time. Upon returning, I switched companies and began seeing another woman. Now for the top comments. She had the nerve to question why she was being served, like she hadn't been cheating for months prior. Then she had the nerve to threaten OP because she knew she wasn't going to get her way. She deserves every bit of what she got. Wow, OP, you handled everything well. I hope she learns her lesson. Cheating has no good benefits, people. Her parents are well-principled. They knew she was wrong, and they did the right thing. I wish you well, OP. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story. Please like and subscribe to get notified when a new video is released. Take care.